What's up, everybody, and welcome back. 360 Sports, last show of the semester. We're talking some basketball. I'm Kate. I'm here with AJ, Wells, and Chooch. Guys, last show of the semester. Wait, hold on. Before I start anything, can we get a happy birthday?
Happy birthday to Chooch.
Happy birthday, Chooch. No problem.
21.
Nowhere else I'd rather be today. Nowhere else I'd rather be.
Yeah, there's a lot of places I'd rather be, but I am here, and I'm here to do the show, but let's do it. Last night, controversial game. I didn't think it was controversial. I thought it was pretty clean. Knicks 76ers, crazy ending. Obviously, what was it, a 6-0 run with the last 30 seconds? Yep. Some pretty clean plays in here. Nick Nurse said he tried to call a timeout. I don't think so. What are you guys' thoughts?
I'm going to toss it over here. You two are the ones battling for this one.
You start, because I feel like everything I have to say is in response.
Host, I'll double as analyst. So coming down the stretch, you got, first off, they blew that game.
100%.
I think you'd say that. You'd 100%. Say that. On the inbound, certainly there can be a foul call there. He tugged the jersey. You call that. In the playoffs, though, I'm fine with letting that go. As a Sixer fan, I'd be mad, too. I'd say that's a foul. Nick Nurse, after the game, so I try to call a timeout. If you watch, he holds it up like this, doesn't actually do the timeout motion because he's waiting to see if there's a 5-second call. There is no 5-second call. They get it in. Maxey loses the ball, and then he tries to call a timeout. He doesn't have possession. The timeout thing, I'm not going to give the Sixers. Foul, sure.
I don't think that Nurse got the timeout off, for the record. Okay. It didn't look like Tyrese had clear possession at all. But everyone just wants to – Sixers fans are really terrible people, honestly. And they are a very frustrating part to be a fan base of. You can't blame fouls when you had the game in your hands, 30 seconds just like that. And
hit your free throws, too.
Dude, we missed so many free throws last night. You got guys like Tobias Harris putting up 9 points. Like,
making so much money.
It's you can't bring refs into it. The refs shouldn't have been involved.
Can't let
the way that we played the game, the way the Knicks played that game. The Knicks didn't have a very good game, all things considered. I mean, you hold Brunson to 8 for I don't even know, like 28.
He's missed like 30
you have
shots.
to win the game. You have to execute. We didn't execute. You can't blame the refs.
And I will say too, you could argue that there was a call on Maxey, but I do respect the refs for not calling a foul at all, at any point of the game, right?
They swallowed him the entire game. You can't rely on a call at the end.
Exactly. You have to adjust. And then also, Hartenstein got that rebound, right, to give it back after DiVincenzo missed the 3. Yeah. And he was falling over. There was a little bit of contact there, and I thought they were going to call a foul for Hartenstein going to the free throw line. I would have been like, it's a little hypocritical because you didn't call it for Maxey, but they clearly just held the whistle. They didn't call it for anybody that game. So, I don't know.
And another call that, we're not talking about is Maxey fell on the ground, which should have been a travel too. Yeah. So they just negated the whistle entirely as it was. They didn't call anything for either sides and just let them play on. The way I saw it, it was like this game was a sink or swim moment for the Sixers, and unfortunately they sunk because Jalen Brunson is not playing well right now, and they still can't beat them. The Knicks' best player is not really doing much of anything right now, and the Sixers still can't get over that hump. So I think they might get swept, or it might be a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, series is far from over. I will say that.
But
I'm not counting us out. I fully believe. I think both games so far we could have won either game.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
And now it's coming back to Wells Fargo. It's a tough place to play.
I think it could go back to the Garden tied. It's one of those series. It's not like the Knicks have blown them out either game. I think it could go back tied, or it could not go back to the Garden.
And easily, we said this too. They're a fake 7 seed. This isn't a 7-seeded overall team, right? Embiid's a little banged up. But if they have Embiid throughout the year, they're probably the 2 seed.
And that's another.
They're probably the 2 seed.
The Knicks end up winning the series dominantly. Nothing should be taken away from them with the Embiid injuries and stuff. This is such. There's nothing fraudulent about what they're doing.
Exactly.
They are such a well-oiled unit.
Even move. Yeah, that's on one leg.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Huge shout out to Embiid. He's trying so hard.
He is trying. Respect to him. A newfound respect.
Maxey's unbelievable. 100%. It's the rest of the guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I love that game. Obviously, is
great game.
Classic. It is a classic.
It was a classic. There was another classic last night. Jamal Murray in the game winner over Anthony Davis after LeBron looked like he was going vintage and trying to carry the Lakers to the finish line. But at the end of the day, that's such a tough shot. That is such a tough shot. You guys take it away.
You can't even be surprised though, because this is what Jamal Murray does year in and year out, right? Absolutely. This guy comes into the playoffs and he's like, I got to take it up another level. And what I love too, I don't know if I'm glazing here, right? Jokic is so fine with being like, hey, go take the final shot. I know a lot of superstars in the league that are like, no, I want the ball. Kobe Bryant mentality. No, he was like, Jamal Murray's our shot maker when it comes to on-the-move shots and stuff like that. So, shout out Jokic, shout out the Nuggets.
Well, he's willing to give it up because he'd rather be on a ranch somewhere. He
doesn't want to be there, yeah.
Murray is absolutely stones every single year. And you know what hurts about this game? It's going to be the same thing that I had to wake up and endure with Embiid. I'm not on Lakers Twitter, so I don't really know. But I just know LeBron's getting hate. Everyone hates on LeBron. They're going to say that he didn't do enough to finish his game. And that's
And this is
It's
false.
awful.
I think
It's
that's
awful.
terrible.
And that won't even be Lakers fans. That'll be more so people that hate LeBron, which
I
is
think
about
that
50% of the population.
LeBron did as much as anyone could have ever asked him to. He's making plays on offense and defense. A guy at that age making defensive plays in the clutch is unseen, unheard of, never before it has happened in the history of the league. And he's come down, hits back-to-back threes, gets his steal, and then goes and dunks on Jamal Murray. All of a sudden, they have all of the momentum in the game, but just couldn't come away with it.
They were complaining about refs after the game, too. I didn't watch the whole game, admittedly, but they were also complaining about refs. LeBron came out and said that, like, something needs to change.
I did see D'Lo get absolutely hacked across the
That was
face.
the play
There
I
was
was
no
talking
call. It
about.
was like right at the end. I'm pretty sure it was pretty bad.
It would have been an and
LeBron
one.
shouted at the Sixers.
It would have been an and one to seal the game.
Made me feel better.
It would have been an and one to seal the game, and there was a no call, and then we see this sequence happen.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're not happy leaving it up to chance like that.
Yeah, and down 2-0.
You could clown me too if they end up winning the series. I think the Lakers are straight up cooked because you had two games, right? Game one, they're up 60-57 at half.
They're up 20 in this game.
Yeah, in this game, I was getting like
sorry,
in the first.
sorry, I'll let you go.
In the first game though, they're up and it's like, okay, you're sitting there at halftime, first half of the first playoff game for them, and you're like, wow, we could actually win this. And then Jokic comes out, dominates, but you guys could have won that game. You're up at halftime, and then you're up 20 in this game. You blow that lead, right? And it comes down to a last second. But even if they go to overtime, like, there's a good chance the Nuggets are winning, right? I don't know.
And then do you hear Jamal Murray said he didn't even see that shot go in because he fell.
Yeah.
He didn't even see it go in.
Yeah.
That must have been surreal.
I saw
Surreal.
I saw they like dogpiled on AD. I got worried for a second.
Yeah, someone
He's fragile.
Someone showed like a clip. KCP tried to like come over and like get him away, like he was like the president, and like a gun just went off.
Escorting him out.
Yeah, it was intense. But transitioning away from the playoffs a little bit, NBA award finalists were dropped. Some discussion about them. How do you think the NBA did overall? Obviously, here's the MVP.
I know. AJ has some thoughts about
I think they're very hit or miss. I think for overall, they got the main parts of it right. We could do MVP first. I think they got the best three players for the MVP award.
Yeah.
And for me, I think it's still going to be Jokic. I think he's just too impactful in everything he does. But I think SGA is a clear second, especially with his defensive impact. He's Mr. Consistent on offense. He's always given 30 plus a night with like no problems whatsoever. But it's his defensive impact that separates him.
Yeah, no, I mean, they got the MVP right, and they got a couple things right. For the MVP, it's going to be Jokic. I mean, you saw the betting odds. He's like minus 4,000 or something. I don't think it should be Jokic this year, and he deserves it, but it's just more like, I look at the other two, right? Luka is getting so much hate for winning 50 games.
Yeah.
The first time Jokic won the MVP, they were the 6th seed.
That's what I don't understand. We've gone from wanting them to win games, and now it's like you got to have a good seed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they won 50 games. Like
Yeah,
they won
in the West,
65% of their games in the West.
I'd understand.
Luka's averaging 35, 9, and like I think this should be Luka's. I think Luka's at the point now where we're so desensitized to him putting up ridiculous stat lines that everyone thinks they're empty when he's the only reason that they win games.
And we're talking about Shea too. Dude, what Shea is doing is unprecedented.
People
like 10 to 1. They dominated this year. And you could say, okay, Chet coming in, finally, like he got some pieces with him. They're still like the youngest team in the league, the second youngest team in the league, and they're the first seed, and he's leading them, averaging 31 a night, leading the league in steals. Like, it's insanity.
It's weird seeing that like someone doesn't have like bad games. Like Shea doesn't have bad games. I haven't seen him drop under 25 in like months.
His bad game is everyone else's best.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
crazy.
Yeah,
that's where like NBA Twitter and like social media in general is ruined. Not just the NBA, but so many sports. Where a guy like Shea gets like memed. He's like, oh, how to get his 30? He only scores 32? It's like the whole Michael Thomas thing. Michael Thomas was like, as the all-time reception leader in a single season, was putting up like 1,500 yards, and people were memeing him for it. It's like what Shea's doing, nobody's done. Like I don't know.
nobody's doing it.
What about the other awards? Are there any other awards you guys have thoughts on? Or
Defensive player of the year, I think is interesting because you have Gobert, who has essentially dominated the defensive player of the year award for the last 5-6 years. Then you have Bam Adebayo, who's very versatile. Then they threw in a rookie, Victor Wembanyama, which I think he has a very good case to win this award. People like to describe as an alien, and that is probably the only appropriate word to describe him on the court and what he does. And his shot blocking ability and just like the intimidation factor alone sets him like miles apart from everyone else. There was a clip where two people are going on the fast break. I believe it was the Nuggets. Uncontested fast break. He's at the 3-point line. They're
and they gave
on the
up.
block, and they just pulled right out, passed it back. And then the next guy passed up another open layup just because of the thought of trying to go at Wembanyama. I think that is just ridiculous.
Insanity.
He'll probably own that award for his entire career in the future.
Yeah, really.
long
So
time.
this one he could drop.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fine with
I
him
think
dropping
this one should be Gobert.
And I think so too, because they're like what, the first best defense in the league? Like
they were. They were the first best
statistically,
defense
like
in the league.
that impact is so. And I don't like Gobert, so I'm not going to
Just
sit
watching
here
him this weekend, he got switched on Booker like a couple times. Like he could literally guard ones. Like Rudy Gobert could guard anybody 1-on-1. I think Booker shot 2 for 9 against him this past game. Like Rudy's that guy. I think
he is.
He deserves more respect. We don't respect him as NBA fans. I certainly don't.
I don't. But shout out to his game.
Shout out to him. Speaking, Booker went 2 for 9. You said
on Gobert.
Yeah. Well, he's going to need to step it up. Moving on to our next segment, pivotal players.
Yeah,
you guys can go to the board. Give me 2 players that you think are absolutely pivotal to their series. A guy like Devin Booker. Maybe one of you picked him. AJ, you start us off. My transition games. I don't know if they're strong or weak.
I thought that was smooth.
Okay,
that was smooth.
That one was weak.
The players I decided to go for were Jamal Murray and Anthony Edwards. I'm going to start with Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, we saw it last night in the game against the Lakers. What he does in the clutch literally is going to send them to the championship, trying to repeat. In his post-game conference with NBA on TNT, they're talking about what this means to them to repeat. That's their goal. 1 game at a time, get the win, and try and get the repeat championship. And Jamal Murray, everyone likes to talk about Jokic and what he does, and we're not taking away from Jokic because Jokic is probably going to win the MVP, but Jamal Murray is going to be the difference maker in every series they play. They could try and take away Jokic, but Jamal Murray's shot-making ability is going to separate them. And then my next player was Anthony Edwards. Great young star in the league, arguably one of the best players already, and he's in his early 20s. The Minnesota Timberwolves, people don't think they're going to go too far because they're a young team. They're new to the playoff situation, but Anthony Edwards is incredible on the court. And it's not just his stats and what he does. It's like the momentum he brings just off. He can get a layup. He can get a post mid-range fade, a dunk, whatever he does, he brings energy to the arena. And however he does, that's like however Anthony Edwards does is how well the Minnesota Timberwolves will do.
100%.
He's going to take how well he does is where he's going to take the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's why he's my pivotal player.
Yeah.
I
I loved that when he was like talking all that game to KD. KD was just like smiling, laughing back.
It's just such a cool moment.
Yeah.
It is because KD loves ball.
I know.
KD's not
He
intimidated.
loves talking too.
He's
He
not
loves it,
intimidated
dude.
by
Yeah.
it. He's kind of like, oh, I got someone to go up against right now.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just
because
such a cool moment.
usually whoever's guarding KD, it's free.
Yeah.
It's free. He's gonna get any bucket he wants. But hey, you got another young guy dropping 30 against you too.
Chooch.
Alrighty.
Birthday boy.
So
Birthday boy.
we're going to start with one that's hitting close to home right now. It's going to be Tobias Harris.
Oh.
Tobias, I'm not even looking for the 23 points per game for the $40 million that we signed you for at this point. I am looking for you to hit a basic corner 3. I'm looking for you to get down there and rebound. We're getting killed on the offensive glass. Like, it's just so frustrating. Kate, how do you feel when Tobias Harris puts up a shot right now?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I would feel great. It's just, you put so much energy into a guy. The fan base fell in love with him so fast, and to see the fall from grace that he's had in Philadelphia, I would give a crumble. I would take the crumble cookie to get him off my team. I really would. I'm so sick of this guy. It looks like he is not even giving effort when he's out there, and I just wish that he would care about the Sixers as much as I care about the Sixers. It's really frustrating.
No, it doesn't.
And my second player, more of a sleeper, is going to be Nickeil Alexander-Walker. This guy, you might remember him as being the draft bust from the New Orleans Pelicans. This guy,
Shay's cousin.
Shay's cousin. Maybe you know him as Shay's cousin. He he scored 18, had 4 steals. He's shooting 40% from 3 this year, and he's locking up the best player on the other end of the floor. This guy has had such a turnaround in his career. He is so important. He's the first guy off the bench, played 30 minutes for the Timberwolves in that first game. And he's just hooping, and it makes me very happy to see. He was one of my guys in that draft, so really excited to see Nickeil playing well.
I love those uniforms.
Yeah, right?
Those uniforms are so clean.
I love them.
No, but I mean, I love that pick. That's a nice little role play right there too.
Yeah, no, because no one's going to talk about him.
And the opposite ends of the spectrum too. One, you're like, I need more, and then this guy, you're like, you're doing so much.
Yeah,
I love that. I love
exactly.
the parody right there. Yeah.
All right, Wells.
All right, yeah. So I got some picks here. One's gonna hit also close to home, right? And that's probably gonna be my first one, right? And yeah, we're gonna go on to my German blue-eyed prince. Okay, this guy is amazing at basketball, but the stats don't show it right now because he can't shoot a 3. Okay, he cannot shoot a 3 right now. That is very apparent. We need you guys. Coming into the season, I said that he was the best player on our team. This was before Paulo took the jump and stuff. But coming into this season, I was like, this guy is the best player on our team. Now he just takes 37-foot threes and expects them to go in. And I'm like, dude, you're not Curry. You're 6'10". Get into the paint. Go set yourself up. And we love to have Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner take the ball up every single possession, and then there's 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Can't do anything about that because you're already losing time. I have so much I could say about this, but yeah, you just need to do better. You just need to do better, and all the expectations on you, it's high. There are a lot of expectations. My second guy right here, we have Pascal Siakam. Okay, you come into this first game, Giannis Antetokounmpo isn't playing, right? You need to eat. You need to go in there. You need to win game one. And I know you have Tyrese Halliburton. He's like the star of that team. He's the motor behind that team. But Pascal, you are the guy with all of the playoff experience on this team. You've won a ring. You've done it in the postseason before. You were the second best player on that team when you guys won that championship with Kawhi. And I'm just not seeing the same tenacity, especially me and Chooch were talking about it. We haven't heard one thing about him since he's been in Indiana.
Forgot he was on the Pacers.
Exactly. You're one of the best passers. You have one of the best passers in the league passing you the ball, distributing it for you underneath. So I'm just going to need to see more. You needed to win game one, and you needed to take over, but just didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
Did not happen.
Disappointing.
He did play a decent game one, though. I'm going to throw some shade to Halliburton because he took like 7 shots.
Halliburton's averaged like 16 since
he sold his soul for the All-Star game.
He played good too. I'm looking at it now. He did have 36. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like
Siakam did.
Yeah, Siakam did.
Well, that's what they need. That's what they're going to need. He needs to be their alpha scorer.
I'm also
Was it efficient?
I don't know if it was efficient, but either way, it's just kind of like you need to keep going with this. Okay, then maybe instead of being negative, I'm going to say you need to keep rolling with it.
He needs to be the alpha.
That's what you need to keep doing. Yeah. All right.
Especially if Halliburton's going to take 7 shots.
Fair. My 2 players, starting off, I'm kind of on the same wavelength as you, Chooch. Bojan Bogdanovic, this is a trade. We traded Quentin Grimes in the middle of the season, a good young player, good young defender, struggled at times, but still. For Alec Burks, MIA. I don't know where that guy's been. And Bojan Bogdanovic, and this guy he was averaging 20. I know it's on a bad team, but 20, shooting pretty decent from 3. He's been invisible. Yesterday he showed out a little bit. Game 1 he showed out a little bit. He's starting to find his stroke a little bit. But the Knicks need more out of him. Luckily, Josh Hart is shooting the lights out of the ball. DiVincenzo had a good game yesterday. Brunson's having a terrible series. I mean, I would have put him here, but that's like just too obvious of an answer. Bojan hit 3-4 threes a game, and the Knicks are good. Same thing with Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris drops 20. The Sixers might be up 2-0. Next player, more of a bigger stature. Anybody want to take a guess what his field goal percentage was in game 1 where they could, literally, if he hit maybe 2 shots, they would have won the game? 29%. 29%. 29% from the field from Brandon Ingram, who with Zion out is their best player, was their best player last year. I mean, he's a hooper, he's a shooter. 29% isn't good, but a guy like him, he's going to bounce back, I think. And it's pivotal. I mean, if you're that close to beating OKC in game 1, you can beat him in game 2. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
It's a good pick.
And with the Thunder too, I'm just saying about that series in general. Everyone was kind of hating on the Thunder. They're like, yo, you shouldn't be competing with the Pelicans. They got to realize, right? We talked about this all series. Inexperience to experience. They got TJ McCollum. They got Brandon Ingram. They've been here before.
Had a great game.
Valanciunas, he's very good. So in general, I mean, I don't take that as a loss for the Thunder. You know, everyone's like, oh, they only won by 4 to a Zion-less Pelicans. Like, the Pelicans are a good team.
They don't ask how, they ask how many.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, how?
They don't ask how. They ask how many.
Oh.
So you still don't understand.
I don't think you get it.
I do. That's why I gave him the fist bump.
All right. Anyway.
Oh, good pick all
Really,
around.
I thought that was like good. Like
that was really good.
I liked everybody's picks.
The fact that McCollum's taking the last shot over BI says everything about his performance.
Yeah.
29%. It's embarrassing.
29%. Moving on. Blind rank. Today I picked the 5 moments. You guys are going to have to blind rank them.
Ooh.
Am I going to try to trip you up, or am I just going to give you 5 fastballs? I don't know. The first clip, though, is a pretty iconic clip, I think. 2016 NBA Finals. Kyrie Irving, not the block, not the LeBron dunk.
Not the block, yeah.
The shot to put them ahead and eventually get them the title.
Put them ahead. Okay,
That's
so
so
this
tough.
is the finals. This is the finals.
I'm putting it at 1.
You're putting it at 1?
It's the best shot from the best series I ever got to watch. That's 1.
That's best series I've
that's a
ever
great
watched,
description of it. I mean, what are you thinking here?
I think number 2, but like this is probably the most
I'll settle.
impactful shot I've
settle
ever
for 2.
seen live. But it can't go lower than 2. It definitely cannot go lower than 2.
Just
But I will
assume
settle for 2.
I mean, you could debate. I
gosh.
mean, you assume there's Ray Allen there. I think there's a debate where it's like,
Because like
but we don't know if it's
Okay.
there. You're right. We were seeing
Let's
this
go
one.
2. You know, maybe something's
Go 2.
slipping on my mind. I feel like
There's
he's
only a
trying to
few-
get me to bite.
there's only a few moments that could top this, and
Yeah.
we might get lucky.
But wait, consider this, right? Knicks fan, over under 2. There's no Knicks moment better than this in the playoffs. So I don't know. We're just gonna.
I would have pulled out Willis Reed walking out of the tunnel for Game 7 or whatever, but I don't think.
If
I
that
don't
got on
think
the
your ball
screen, bro, I
knowledge
was
is that
walking
strong.
out.
There was Willis Reed, and then after that, the telephone was invented. So I don't really I don't care about that.
Next moment, you guys are going two?
Two, yeah.
Two.
Okay, next moment, 1995. This one hurts a little bit. Reggie Miller, what is it? 8 points in 9 seconds or whatever. Hit Spike Lee with the choke.
The choke.
Brutal moment. And this moment, not on the same stage as an NBA Finals game-winning shot, but I mean, this is an iconic
in the
moment.
Sixers game right there.
Iconic
Yeah,
moment.
right. I do adore that moment, though.
Me too. No, that's like
So
that's,
iconic.
that's one of the best trash talk moments. One of the best sports moments, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Um,
I mean, that's so tough.
it is so tough.
I can't say three.
No, you can't
I
say
can't
three.
say three.
You
I gotta
can't-
say
you
four,
can't.
though.
But was
I
it
gotta say
better than
four.
the last one though?
No,
That's the thing.
No, it wasn't. So
Mm-mm.
I say we go 4
I'm in for
because I
four.
do think there's going to be one that's a little bit worse than this. This was
Mhm.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
So great moment, iconic moment. 4.
I'm good with 4.
Yeah,
Go with four?
I'm in on 4.
I'm not asking you. It's,
Four?
it's
No,
not how.
I said it's not up to me.
It's not how. It's
All
how
right, so
many.
we have 2 and we have 4. Okay,
It's not
doesn't
how, it's
apply
how
to
many.
this. The next one, I mean, you guys nailed it.
Mhm.
Bosch
Here we go.
with the
Back
rebound
out to
Bosch,
Allen.
back out
Back out to
to
Allen.
Yep. I mean,
I mean, it has to be there, right?
it's
does.
one of the greatest calls of all time.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
easily.
I'm like
absolute
Brain doing
iconic
what he
call.
does, man.
right there.
Jesus shuttles.
I don't think we
Look
can
at
take
that.
another chance. It's got to go long.
No, it's got to.
gotta
I
go.
would not put this under. That's why I was saying it was kind of like waiting for one of this. If you make a playoff moment, basketball, you have to put it there.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
this is the first thing everyone thinks of. You gotta.
Yeah, no, 100%. Clutch too. Nobody talks about LeBron scoring 23 straight before this. They're all like
no.
Ray
He got
Allen
saved by
Ray
Ray
Allen,
Allen.
whatever. But no, Jesus
It's
Shuttleworth.
hilarious,
That's
man.
a bucket. I gotta go. I go
It's
one.
definitely one.
One.
Definitely one. All right.
One.
I like
All right,
this list.
so we
Gabe.
have 1, 2, 4.
Yep.
Next moment, I mean, you guys might have screwed up.
5.
Here. It's
Push
the
off?
shot.
Are you kidding me?
It is the push off.
5.
It is a push off.
This
The
looks
shot.
like a
Out of there to me.
push off, and I might go. I could keep going down the list. Milkman.
Who he got on
That
him?
is a push off.
Who he got on him?
No, I'm joking. I'm not going to disrespect it. Absolute bucket.
Byron Russell, is that his name?
Byron Russell, dude.
Byron Russell.
Come on, man.
He would be making my Canes right now. That's what he would be doing if he was born in
With all due-
this era. All due
All jokes
respect.
aside, 3. This is Michael Jordan's most
three.
iconic
If
shot of
you
all
had to
time, so.
reset, where would this go?
I think this is still at 3.
Still at 3?
I don't know.
Yeah, out of
Allen's
respect.
definitely
I
one.
enjoy Reggie Miller's more, but
I'm still taking Kyrie's shot over this.
All
shot.
right.
yeah, me too.
Fair.
Yeah,
So-
okay, yeah. So this would still be
I would
3
say
for me.
it.
All right,
three.
so we got the 5th slot open. I tried to trick you guys up, but you guys are going to be right with the 5th one. The 5th one was RJ Barrett's dunk from game 1. This is a nasty poster.
It was.
That's a nasty poster. I
Nasty
tried-
poster.
That's a
We
nasty
played it-
poster.
Okay, come
Yeah.
No.
Dude,
I
That's
tried
a
to trick
bond.
you guys up.
that's a bond.
I was hoping there was a world where you guys are like, oh, maybe there's a better one that we could put at 2, and like you guys would have had to put this.
Let me
at
see.
2.
Does it frustrate you that whenever
Oh,
this
all
happens,
right,
Spike Lee like is on your screen? Because that would
Not
drive
really.
me
I like
insane.
it. I like
dude.
it. Like I love seeing Ben Stiller's now like breaking out as a huge
Oh.
Knicks fan, but
Yeah,
what
now
doesn't?
it is,
I
of
was
course.
working for this game, and I shut off my phone, like put it away, recorded the game 1, and then I had to go home and watch Trae Young hit the game-winning shot after I just worked like a
what I'm
6-hour
saying.
shift.
No
scooping
worry,
ice
he
cream.
killed us too. Don't worry.
So
Mid-yam.
yeah,
A,
so
a clip with Taj Gibson deserves to be.
yeah. I mean, you guys killed that. I think that might have been
No,
the best.
I
that
put
was-
this one. I
that
might
was
put this one
clean.
over the Jordan one. Though.
yeah,
I'm being completely. We
so
done
you
with the
play-
in the
90s.
degree of
So you
difficulty.
Degree of difficulty.
yeah. I mean,
No, good.
good list.
You good?
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah,
list.
great
All right.
picks.
I
And then
thought so.
RJ Barrett, but
I mean, come on, that's
It was
iconic.
nasty.
Everybody talks about this.
It was
one.
all right. Yeah.
go
What
Devils.
happened the rest of the series? All right.
They won the next game, if that matters. But moving on.
Hey, it's
Another
halftime.
thing, I wanted to do more than 2 players, but I only had time to do 2 players. Moving on, guess the players. I pull up a random player from player in the playoff series that's active, accolades or whatever if they had accolades, and the teams they've been on. So you
right,
guys are
cool.
gonna have to guess just 2 players. I wish I could have done more. But here's the first player. This might be really easy now that I'm like thinking about it. 2014 first round pick, averaged 6-4-3 this past season, and his plays teams from
I got
Is
it.
this Mr. Slow-Mo?
It
I was
is.
gonna
It
say
is.
Kyle
I
Anderson.
I did this fast. I'm really kicking
No,
myself.
no,
'cause
don't
that's
kick yourself.
fast.
It's a good one.
We're NBA
We're
fans,
just
man. Like it's hard.
We're not
I know.
casuals around here.
I know. And the next one I think is going to be easy too.
That's Mr.
It's okay.
Slow-Mo. What's up, Mr. Slow-Mo?
Legend.
Oh, we
Kyle
don't-
Anderson.
we don't have the
Jumper looks
goggles
like
on
it
in the
hurts, boy.
picture.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
He'll kill you in many ways, more ways than one.
Yeah.
He will. He
Yeah.
will.
He
gets
kills my
buckets, man.
eyes watching him.
He
It
does. He does.
It really does. Next player, the last player. 2018 first round pick, averaged 13.5, 4, and 3 this past season. Played for the Jazz, Grizz, Bucks, and Suns.
You stumped me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
I have no
this.
clue.
Actually?
No. I have a clue of who this is.
You don't
Ah.
have
Oh,
a
I
clue?
do have a clue.
Oh.
I do have a clue.
Are they on
Duke
the Suns right
University,
now?
Yeah, they're currently on the
Duke
Suns.
University.
If I had
Duke University.
20 minutes, 30 minutes to do this, I would have had better selections. But clearly, you guys know that
these are fun picks.
No, I respect it.
This is
360 Sports.
it's the players.
It is, though.
Say the players.
This is Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen. Duke University.
I'm really disappointed.
No, it's all right. No, that was fun.
Sure.
Don't
yeah,
be
this was
disappointed.
fun.
Be proud of yourself. You
This
worked
was a
hard.
lot of fun.
This is 360.
Yeah, this is 360.
It is.
Thanks,
It
man.
is 364.
All right. Next segment, looking to the future. Playoff series are heating up. Some series might be over. The Lakers series, I don't know.
Lakers are done.
Kenny, I'm
It's
sorry.
unfortunate.
But,
Magic
you
in
know.
7, that's chalked up already.
Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna give you two
that
series. Yeah. We're gonna give you two series. Tell me how the rest is playing out. First, Suns T-Wolves. T-Wolves up 1-0.
T-Wolves 4. I'll be nice 4-1. I want to say
You'll be
sweet.
nice.
You don't even think they'll get. You
No.
think they're just getting one.
I think they're just getting one. I think they'd be lucky to get one.
I think
actually.
4-2.
I think it's gonna be domination.
T-Wolves.
4-2 T-Wolves. I got
Kevin
I got
Durant's not
4
going down
4-3
with
Suns.
this
It's
thing,
two phenomenal offensive
4-2
teams
Suns.
and
4-3
the
Suns.
best defensive team in the league and the worst defensive team in the league.
Is Cat back yet? I
On
haven't watched
paper,
game one.
it should be a
Should
series.
be.
Yeah, Cat's back.
Cat is back.
I just
Cat
don't.
is
I
back.
don't
He
see
had
a
a pretty
world
good
where
game.
a team with Kevin Durant goes out in less than 6 games.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I mean, we've seen it.
That is a good. It's a
We've
good
seen it
take.
happen though, right? Because they had the
We
Nets
have.
and Nets versus Celtics a couple years ago. They're like,
They got
the greatest
smacked.
first
Yeah,
round
they got
series. They got smacked. Tatum game winner spinning layup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the Suns in 7 though. You know, I just think they have way too many like
do. The talent is
baller. Like I don't know how to
weapons.
explain it too. I could not be looking at the analytics right, but I just think KD has to stop load managing in game. Right, he did that in game 1. He just got outdueled, but
Does.
he just needs to realize that he can shoot over anyone whenever he wants, and he could block any shot he wants.
Yeah,
So I think if he realizes that, they're going to win in 7.
seems
think
like an
it's-
effort thing at this point.
In
does.
everything, it really does.
He
And
needs
Debo-
like something. He needs to go down to like turn the switch on.
Yeah.
I hate when players have that. And
Yeah,
had
no,
that
that's
for a
true.
long time. But Edwards is the best player in the series. This is
Yeah.
coming out party. He's gonna keep dominating.
I'll say my mind's telling me 7 Suns and 7, but I think I want to go T-Wolves and 6.
Okay,
So I'll go
that's
T-Wolves
fair.
and
It's
6.
very fair.
Next series, Mavs, Clippers. Who even won the first game? I'm like,
Oh, it was Clippers.
Clippers,
Clippers
that's right.
dominated.
In a big way.
In dominant
Yeah.
fashion.
Right?
Dominant
Yeah.
fashion.
Going Clippers in 5.
Clippers and
Clippers in
Whoa.
5.
Wow.
I was all over Mavs in 6, and then Daniel Gafford played like 20 minutes and grabbed a board. So
This is just
I'm gonna go with Harden. I'm a big Harden fan. I hope he continues to play well and prove his haters wrong. So I honestly think this is gonna be Clippers in like 6 now after watching the first game. The Mavericks defense is just unparalleledly bad.
Yeah.
So
I just feel bad for Luka Doncic. It's just very unfortunate because the Clippers have his number in the playoff
Yeah.
year in and year out, and it's just unfortunate they get matched up again.
Yeah. You know, it keeps spicy. I'm gonna go Mavs in 7. You know,
I like it.
keeps spicy.
All right,
I'm just
yeah.
saying you got Luka and Kyrie, right? And the defense didn't look good. I watched pretty much that entire first
Yeah, it's
game.
brutal, man.
And it was
It's really brutal.
dominance. Russ was catching lobs. I haven't seen that since 2017. So it's like, so I'm just sitting here like, it looks bleak right now, but I'm just going to go with the best player in the series.
The Mavs
Yeah.
need to play Derek Lively more because their interior
Agreed.
defense is so brutal, and the Clippers are getting anything they wanted. So that's my one take that I want to drop about this.
I mean, these two ones are tough because it's been one game. Like both the losing teams can go out there and just reverse the script completely, and the entire outlook of the series changes. So
Exactly. Yeah.
But this one, yeah, I mean, I'll go Mavs in 6.
Mavs in
I
6?
think it's going to change. Like you said, you can't go against the best player in the series.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody's tough when they're up.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying too. And we've just seen it before too. I need to see Luka come out, and I need him to like talk trash a little more.
We need some
First-
fire out of him.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
some fire because it really just didn't seem like it was there. Like the fire for Kyrie never starts fire.
Maybe we
unless
need
it's online.
Kyrie controversy. Maybe that's
You
what
do,
turns the
yeah.
series around. Maybe he's got to say something crazy.
What's the conspiracy theory he's got to drop?
The flat Earth.
Flat Earth
That's
again?
what Bring
He's
it
gotta
back.
do
Bring it back. I mean, part 2 we could go with that. I mean, moon landing maybe.
The eclipse.
The eclipse.
I don't know,
The
dude.
eclipse is an
Something
alien ship.
election-wise would be timely.
That would be
Really
like
timely.
groundbreaking. No, but I'm thinking he needs to go maybe the eclipse, like it didn't exist.
Oh,
'Cause he
Clips
didn't see
be a
it.
good one too.
He didn't
Whoa.
see it.
Yeah,
So it didn't
He said
exist. All right, Kyrie, listen to us. Do that. And you guys are winning the series in 5.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Mavs in 6. Mavs in 6.
No, great series though.
Great series. Knicks in probably 4. Magic probably in 7.
Rambling
I
now.
think Magic lose in 5.
Yeah, probably. Realistically,
Magic.
sorry.
I thought you were in a casual too.
I think
That's the-
they're going down
that's the-
3-0, but they'll win game 4 and lose in 5.
No, I think they go down 3-0, and then it's the first ever 4-3.
Yeah.
That would be a magic
I'm
thing
going.
to do.
I'm going Magic at 7. I'm holding out.
Yeah, we're riding with you.
holding out
Magic
hope,
and
man.
I
seven.
appreciate that.
I
We're all
just
blue
wanna
today
see-
to
I wanna
show
see
what
them
I'm
get
about.
Yeah,
I wanna
the
see them
kicks
go
are
down.
clean. I don't know if that's Miami Dolphins or Flint Tropic kicks, but I like it.
Why
Either
not
or.
both?
Okay.
Either
yeah.
or.
Be right. Be
Depends what the
right.
girl wants it to be.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I mean, this was a good one. I enjoyed it. It was my first
Bless.
one in a little bit. My body's been breaking down on me, so I don't know. Well, what? My eyes were messed up. I was sick. I had fun today, though.
Maybe that's his conspiracy theory. You're faking it all.
Yeah, I stared at the eclipse too long. My eyes got jacked up. But I had fun being back. That's my point. I'm glad I was able to be here for the last show of the semester.
Absolutely.
I want to thank you guys for doing a great job. I want to thank the crew in the studio and in the control room for doing a great job all semester, all year. If you guys have been here the past 2 years, I know we got 2 years done down our belt here that I just stuttered, or whatever. But anyway, thanks you guys. From AJ Wells, I'm Cade Chooch. We'll see you next year.
Okay.